Hello guys, in this video I want to talk to you about a really terrific novel called Foucault's Pendulum. It is, I think, the greatest conspiracy novel ever written. And you might say, well, what about Da Vinci Code? Well, Da Vinci Code is just amateur compared to Foucault's Pendulum. Dan Brown is not in the same category as Umberto Eco. Like, you cannot really compare them. Kind of like you cannot compare, 50 Cent and Beethoven. They're just, different genres, different categories. They're not on the same level to be compared like that. So, Umberto Eco is a great Italian writer who passed away in 2016. His work is really, really terrific. Like, it's so broad. Umberto Eco is really an encyclopedic writer. Like, he just has so much philosophy, history, science, and, really, really intellectual stuff. And he himself was a professor of medieval studies in Italy. He was a professor, historian, and philosopher, like an actual academic. And when he was middle-aged already, he decided to write a novel. So his first novel was Name of the Rose, with a famous movie which came out in the 80s. But in this video, we're going to discuss Foucault's Pendulum. And it's really, interesting, not just for the plot, but kind of Umberto Eco has a really interesting theory of conspiracies. Like, I'm sure a lot of you, have heard of conspiracies, Masons, Illuminati, reptiles. And Umberto Eco gives you kind of a philosophical and psychological explanation for what, these conspiracy theories, say about the human mind. Like, if you believe in a conspiracy theory, like, what does it say about you? Like, what kind of beliefs should you have? So first of all, what is Foucault's pendulum? Foucault's pendulum is, well, simply a pendulum located in Paris. So it is like a metal ball attached to the ceiling with a thin string, and every once in a while it slightly moves. Like, it starts like moving around this thing. And what is the purpose of this whole thing, and what does it do? Well, it proves that the earth is spinning. Okay. This pendulum, it's this kind of perfectly frictionless system. And it kind of gives you evidence that the earth rotates. And the main character, he hides in this museum not far away from where this pendulum is. And he thinks about his life. And the main character in Foucault's Pendulum is a guy who is involved in a conspiracy. So him and his friends started a vanity publishing company. Like, they just kind of produce trash, yellow press, kind of low quality literature, full of aliens and conspiracies and Illuminati stuff like that. And kind of these conspiracies start taking over their lives, and kind of weird things begin to happen. And this novel is really difficult, and you have to read it twice at least to appreciate all the concepts in it. It's pretty difficult read, but the main insight of that Umberto Eco has is that all conspiracy theories come from you being unhappy with your life and seeking an explanation. So one of the main characters in the book, it's such a beautiful kind of image. Like, he had a crush on a girl when he was a little boy. And he grew up when the fascists were in power. And they kind of there was some kind of a military march, and they needed someone to play the trombone. And this boy, he really liked that girl, and he never got her. He just never got her, and he got to play the trombone for this fascist, little gathering, and he got so into it, and like his fantasies, with this trombone, with the landscape, it kind of all fused together into this kind of magical image. His suffering because he could not get the girl, with this kind of image of the sun and with this music, it all kind of merged into this one image, and he was trying to go after it his whole life. So that's what conspiracy theories are for Umberto Eco. It's kind of a way for us to explain our suffering. It's this kind of mysterious solution to your suffering, and you may agree with it, may not disagree with it, but that's what the main point of Foucault's pendulum is. Conspiracy theories come from our suffering and from our dissatisfaction with our lives. And like I said, Dan Brown is just an amateur compared to Umberto Eco.